Hey guys, this is Nurse Ivory coming back with you today. Hope all is well with everyone. So, I said before that I will come back and talk about cannabis nursing and the American Nurses Association. So, what a membership with the American Nursing Association can do to help you on your journey of being a cannabis nurse. So one of the things I always say and I always think about is if you think about your favorite nurse, like everybody has a favorite nurse or a nurse mentor or just that nurse who, you just eat up everything that they say and they just are a wealth of information and knowledge. It may seem hard, but it's true that that nurse, as wonderful as they are and knowledgeable and not taking anything away from them, they may not know that cannabis is medicine. They may have never even heard of cannabis medicine. They may not be in the cannabis realm. They may not be following the cannabis news and all of this other stuff that's going on. So it's important to know that. That's to me, that's just like one of the very important things to know that your nurse mentor or your nurse that you look up to in your, career may not know that cannabis is medicine. And it's okay. It is okay because this is not their area of focus. It's not their specialty. It's your focus. It's my focus. Um, so it's okay that they don't know that because I feel like it's our job to teach them. You know, it's the East ECS system hasn't been known forever, so it's very well possible that whether it's your mentor, your friend, or whoever it is in the nursing world, they may not know that cannabis is medicine, and this is new for a lot of people. And some have been, in the space, have been more familiar with this longer than others, and whatever. So we have to meet people where they are, and our nurse leaders. Sometimes it gets frustrating even for me, and I have to kind of step back and even tell myself that our nurse leaders don't know or may not know that cannabis is medicine. Now, I feel like with nurse leaders, they have an obligation to educate themselves on what's going on and stay abreast of whatever's happening in the healthcare arena. That's a whole nother subject. But even our health leaders may not know that cannabis is medicine. So that's why I think that the American Nursing Association is very, very, very important. And so let me start too by saying I am not an affiliate. I don't have an affiliate link to offer you or discount or anything. I don't get anything off of this. I'm just sharing my experience. So let me just put that out there. I haven't always in my 20-year career been a active member of American Cannabis Nursing Association. So this is not like a hard pitch to be like, oh, you should be a member. This is not what that is about. As a cannabis nurse, though, a cannabis nurse advocate, I see the benefits of being a member of ANA. And so today I just want to take a little while just to talk about that, just to share a few tips and things that I've learned along the way in regards to the benefit of being a member. For one, you pay one fee, and that one fee covers you on three different levels: local, state, and national. So you're a member of the national ANA, you're a member of your state nursing association, and like in my state, I'm in the state of Louisiana, I'm also a member of my state district, my district area. Um, and we have, like, I don't know how many districts throughout my state, but in my area or my region per se, I'm also a member there. So I can network with people that's in my immediate region, and I can network with people on my state at a state level, which is very important. So that one fee covers three levels. I think that that's very cool. The other thing that I like about ANA is that I choose to pay my fee monthly. That just works for me because it's a no-brainer, and I don't even know how much it is a month for me. I'm gonna just say, and I don't know if this is right, but I'm gonna say $20. But I don't even think it's that much. That just comes out of my check. It comes out of my account every month, $20 or whatever, and it's just reoccurring. And because I think the membership may be like a $250 membership a year. I'm not familiar. I didn't opt to pay mine up front. It's just easier for me just to pay it. It comes out recurring every month. So I think that's a convenience too, because when we're part of so many organizations and do so much stuff, hey, to me that works. Okay. So I think that that's very important for the organization, and you know you get those three levels of engagement. Um, so I hear people say all the time, including myself, you know, oh my God, I wish my state had a better medical cannabis program, or I wish we did this, or we had this, or whatever. Well, change happens. What they say, all politics is local, but you, in order to be a part of the change, you have to insert yourself into the conversation. And so I think ANA is a good way to insert yourself as a nurse into the conversation, because when you're part of your local um, state nursing association, they also have what's called a PAC, a political action committee. So you can join that in addition to, you know, your ANA with the three levels. You can join the PAC, which is in your state. And in my state in Louisiana, it's a $50 fee. That political action committee is the committee that deals with a lot of the legislative movement and just really where you want to be. If there's something that if you want to be in the know about what's going on with the cannabis space, and if there's no action, how you can kind of, you know, insert yourself, because you may be the only cannabis nurse advocate at the table, and that's important. So for you to not only be a member of the three levels of the ANA, but for you to also be a part of that PAC um, membership that's afforded to you as a member of your state nursing association. I hope I didn't go too fast with that. So that's important because, like I said, the PAC is where the legislative action is. So if there's anything to be done on the state level in regards, if you're going to hear about it through your PAC. Okay. So in my particular situation, I actually reached out to our PAC president, and you know, I kind of just said, you know, hey, what is our position? You know, what's the state, Louisiana, the nurse leaders position on cannabis? So long story short, you know, they really didn't have a position. So, but I was afforded the opportunity or invited to come and bring a presentation. And to be honest, I was extended this invite a little while ago, and I still haven't done it because I just kind of dragged my feet and went back and forth on it. But I am going to still take them up on that offer to bring the information to the PAC, and then see where it goes from there. The reason why I kind of dragged my feet on it is because I wanted to do a little background research first. You know, I wanted to learn who's all on the PAC, try to see if I can figure out, you know, if they've ever made a statement about cannabis or what's their position. You know, I just wanted to learn a little bit of the background information before moving forward with the presentation, because that'll just give me a little bit more feel of what to expect when I come to the table. So, and that brings me to my next point. If you go, one of the things that I did was, if you guys have never heard of the NCSBN guidelines, because you'll hear that a lot. If you're a cannabis nurse, you're going to hear that a lot about the NCSBN guidelines. I have an actual softback book, but these can be found online at the NCSBN website. Um, I take this everywhere I go. If it's a cannabis related event or meeting, this is like the official guidelines for cannabis nursing. So NCSBN, as best as I can explain it, is basically like the advisory. They're a nonprofit organization, but they are like the um, independent advisory organization to each of the boards of nursing. Also important is this is the same organization that pretty much regulates the NCLEX, which we all know what the NCLEX is. So this is a very important and powerful board or organization. I'm not sure if they're a board or not, but organization, NCSBN. That organization back in July of 2018 issued a 69, I think it's 69 pages, if I remember, 60, a 60-page document on the recommendation for nurses, what nurses should be doing as, with caring for patients in regards to cannabis. I assume, depending on what state that you're in, I'm not sure if your state has, have reviewed the guidelines, if they have enacted the guidelines, or where you are, where your state is in that process. Which brings me to the next point. If you go to your state of nursing website, the board minutes should be on the website. And I recommend this is part of your due diligence and part of your research, especially before you go and do a presentation to any nurse leaders in your state. Do your research, do the background information. I feel like it'll help us before we go and do a presentation. So if you go to the State Board of Nursing website, go wherever it is where they have board minutes, scroll back, not even to July of 2018, maybe scroll back a few months before that, maybe the beginning of 2018, to see if, on my state's website, you can just press Control F or whatever it is, and you can search through the PDF. And I usually type marijuana, or I type cannabis, or I type NCSBN, just to see if these guidelines were even discussed even before they were issued, if there was any conversation about it, just trying to get a feel for what the board has said, or what the feel is for these guidelines. So I looked at it from the beginning of 2018 on current. And so I just make sure I have a thing set on my calendar to wherever so often it sends me a reminder, check the website to see if any minutes, any updated minutes have been posted, because I always want to stay abreast to see if the board has addressed these guidelines. I think that's important before you move forward. So I just wanted to say that, so ANA gives you the opportunity. If you think about, okay, I want to speak with my nurse leaders about cannabis, or cannabis nursing, or what's the role of the nurse, or what do the board have to say? When you think about where can I speak to these particular nurses, they more than likely, your nurse leaders in your state, they are members of your local, well, they're members of ANA, which entitles them to be members of your state, state nursing association. So that is the perfect place to meet and network with them. And so before COVID happened, your state, I know in my state, they used to have a Capitol Day where, all of the nurses go to the Capitol, or they'll have like a mini conference, just different type of events and opportunities for you to be able to, bump shoulders and speak with these people about cannabis if you want to be that change agent in your state. So that's why I make the pitch for saying that I just think that you can't go wrong by being a member of ANA. Seriously, if you want to have, if you want, to have any impact in the space, if you want to be known as, a point of contact or a resource or something, a nurse, a cannabis nurse in your state, if you want your leaders to know that, I fully recommend you to be a member of the ANA. So I think that's my little notes that I have said, because I wanted to write everything down because I will forget it. So anywho, that's what I wanted to talk to you about with ANA. So my next session, I think the next time that I come back to you guys, I may talk about opportunities actually that I have received along with from as a result of membership in ANA, along with some other opportunities. So I think I'll talk about that the next time, like the power of volunteerism. and how ANA is one example that has been beneficial to me and put me in rooms and in spaces that I probably would have never had the opportunity to be in if I wasn't a member. So I wanted to share that with you guys. So again, my name is Nurse Ivory. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my page and hit the little bell so that you will get notified whenever I come back in with a new video. I am also the co-founder of Cannabis Nurses of Color. So we are across all social media as Canna, CANNA, nurses with the S, CNOC. So Canna Nurses CNOC. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So be sure to follow us there. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.